Aloha, everybody. My name is Kanani Sato, and I'm your orientation leader for today's session. Before we get started, I'm going to be covering some housekeeping items for today's webinar. Firstly, you should be able to hear me clearly. If you cannot, please note that in the chat so we may troubleshoot this issue with you. Simple fixes include using the connecting your audio button in the bottom left corner of the Zoom window, turning up your computer volume, or using external headphones. Secondly, please utilize the Q&A function if you have questions for the presenters or about what was shared. For most sessions, all questions will be saved for the end of the presentation. Additionally, participants in the chat are asked to be respectful of others by staying focused on the topic of this webinar so that those with questions can be easily seen. Finally, after the session, we will be uploading this recording of the webinar to the Visit Days platform in the video section. All recordings will have closed captioning. And without further ado, I would like to welcome and introduce today's presenter, Kelsey Kozuma. And with that, I'll turn the presentation over to her.
Hi, everyone. So as Kanani said, I'm Kelsey Kozuma. I'm the marketing assistant for the university's athletic department. My main job is to help get you guys to the games, and we're really excited to have you guys back this semester and have all you new students coming in. So I'm just going to talk about a little about our student rewards program and how you guys can benefit as becoming fans as students. So first off, what is H Rewards? So Hawaii Rewards is a student reward app where you students can check into all of our on-campus events while gaining points throughout the semester to use towards awesome prizes. So any of these on-campus events includes games, homecoming events, on-campus, campus center, tailgates, anything like that. So you'll find out more on where you can find these events later. So mainly we're going to talk about why you should download the Superfan new app. So we did transition. Superfan and H Rewards are pretty much the same thing. It's just Superfan is the bigger corporation of the app. So you will need to, the main reason why you students will need to download this app is that you will need your QR code, which is connected to your student ID, which you will be able to find on your app for free entry into any of the home game sporting events. So all of you pay a student athletic fee in your tuition each semester, which goes towards this program, which allows you guys free entry into mostly any of our home events and opportunities for free giveaways and prizes. So another reason why you should download the app is, like I said earlier, this is the only way for you as students to prove to us that you are a student actually, and to get your free giveaways at any of our home events. So at previous games, we would have tables lined up with t-shirts or any kinds of free giveaways. Students will know on the event what time the giveaways start, and you can line up at the student entrance labeled at all of our arenas on campus. And then to get your free giveaway, you just show us that on your app that you checked into the event. And we'll kind of go over how you can check into your events on the app as well. So a big reason for students to download the app is you can redeem your points for various prizes throughout the semester, such as any of these prizes on the screen plus more. So this is a great way for you guys to utilize your student athletic fee that you pay in your tuition by redeeming any of these great prizes just for showing up at any of the events. So the main reason we want to emphasize on why you should download the Superfan app this semester is, as you all should know, we are going to be hosting our Fall 2021 football on campus for the first time in a very long time. And we will be allowing a certain amount of students into the games each week. So the only way to reserve or enter the raffle for your ticket is through the app. And it'll be listed as an event just like any of their ones. You would check into it like you would at a regular event. And then we'll randomly select how many tickets were allotted for students each week. And you'll receive an email if you've received a ticket for that week. So how to download the Superfan app is pretty simple. It's just like a regular application you have on your phone. You search Superfan Loyalty in your phone provider's app store. Then when you download the app, you're going to enter your @hawaii.edu information. This will help us connect it to your student ID information later. And we might have to also be sending out emails and just make sure you're updated on social media just in case there's any changes on how to access your QR code later on in the semester. So we do ask that you use your hawaii.edu email and your same username and password as your UH authentication. And also it's going to ask you to select your home campus. And of course, you're going to select University of Hawaiʻi to make sure you're on our events page. So next, I believe there's a short video. This is kind of just giving you an idea of what the app looks like. This will be the first screen you'll probably pull up showing, clicking which app that's your account. And you can personalize it any way you want by adding a profile, adding your username. This is our events page, kind of giving you an example of what it looks like to check in at an event. And this is an example of claiming your football ticket. We'll change the wording later on, but that's just kind of an example. Okay. Next. So some upcoming events. As I said earlier, you want to make sure you're updated on what events are coming up so you can keep them in your calendar. So you can do that easily through the app on the events tab, and you'll know about events, giveaways, games, and anything you want to know from a student standpoint. So these are just some examples of some students in the past who have redeemed all of their points for great prizes such as iPads, Yetis, Amazon speakers, Beats Studio headphones, and stuff like that. And it's all for free just by redeeming your points that you gain from going to these events. And these are some examples of some giveaways that we do. We try to host some student tailgates for some pre-game events for basketball and volleyball, which involves like free food, free Gatorade, and free giveaways. And then these are some examples on the right and left of t-shirt giveaways that we have at the Simplify Arena. So next I'll be going over some events that are coming up in August that you can look out for. So on the 17th, if you are on island, we will be hosting our first exhibition women's soccer match. It will be on lower campus, although our women's soccer games are located normally at YPO, Soccer Peninsula, and we'll go a little into that later. And we have a bunch of other games coming up that weekend. As the first week of school, that weekend we have a bunch of home games for you guys to check out. Our women's volleyball season opener will be on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, so you guys can check that out, or soccer if you guys are interested in that. So where are our games located? So there's a little map of lower campus here on the right side, and we'll just go over briefly about where everyone is. So men's volleyball and basketball obviously are in our arena, which is now called our Simplify Arena, which was also known as the Stan Sheriff Center. Women's soccer preseason games are going to be held on campus, so if you do want to catch those, that's a great way for you guys to go and support. Their games are located next to the tennis courts in lower campus, and their regular games are located at YPO Soccer Peninsula, which is closer to our old Aloha Stadium, which is about 20 to 30 minutes from campus. Football this year, of course, will be held at TC Ching Field, which is right in the middle, right outside of the parking structure. Baseball and softball, of course, are at their designated stadiums closer to the tennis courts. Water polo and swimming are located at our pool, our Dukahanamoku Aquatic Complex. I forgot beach volleyball on there, but their field is right next to the TC Ching Field, and tennis, of course, is right next to the structure in lower campus. So we are looking for some more interns to join my team and our team for the marketing department. You get to be in the ins of what's going on at the events, be behind the scenes, and you'll be working the events on game days, helping out with any kind of promotions or anything that we need help with. So if you are interested, you can shoot me an email at my email right there at the bottom, or you can take a screenshot of this, or you can reference it later on in the video. So we do ask, the main thing that you catch from this is that you, 1, download the app, and 2, stay connected with us on all of our social media platforms so you're updated with what's going on with events, how to access the games, when the games are, giveaways, and all that fun stuff. So all of our platforms are at Hawaii Rewards, so make sure you're following us so you never miss out. And that's about it for me. So if you have any questions.
If it's okay, I'm going to start reading some questions from the Q&A section. So the first question is, where are the football games going to be held this year?
So the football games are going to be held on campus at our newly formed football field that's going to be at TC Ching Field, which is normally where the track was or all the intramural games were before. And it's just expanded it a little more. We've added a lot more seating, and more information on how and where you guys can access your tickets will be posted, of course, on our social media and notifications through the app.
Our next question is, does it cost money for students to go to games?
So thankfully, no, because you all pay a small student athletic fee in your tuition every year, which goes towards your access into all of our home games. except our football games this year will be a little tough to get all of our students access into, but all of our other sporting events will have free access for all of you.
Our next question is, can we as students get free tickets for our family members?
Unfortunately, I don't believe you're allowed to get free tickets, but you may be allowed to get discounted tickets.
Kelsey, I'll jump in on this one.
Thank you.
So basically, there's no free tickets for families. As Kelsey did mention, that we may have a discount that you can be able to buy a guest ticket at a discounted price. We're still working on some of that information, and hopefully we can share that with you guys soon.
The next question is there a limit to how many students can go to a game?
So for football, there will be a limit this year just because there is a limit on the total capacity. But for other games, there's usually not a limit. We usually try to section off a large amount of the audience for our students. But we do sometimes hit capacity at when we're at full capacity games for men's volleyball and stuff like that. So sometimes, so it's just good to come early, but there's most likely a seat available for you as a student, as long as you show your QR code to access the game.
And a follow-up question to that is, if not all students can go to football games, how do they determine who gets to go?
So you will be entering the raffle each week on the Student Rewards app. If you do want to go to that next week's game, you can enter the raffle, and then say we have 1,000 student tickets for that week. We'll randomly select 1,000 students who entered that raffle, and you'll be emailed your ticket for that week's game.
This question asks about, I'm actually going to combine two questions with this one. One question is asking just generally about intramural sports, and then just about club sports, I guess the status of them.
I'm not too sure about intramural or club sports. You can reach out to the intramural's director, I believe. It's listed on the Hawaii Athletics website, and that's also where you can find any event dates, games, upcoming games, if you are interested in that kind of stuff too. So hawaiiathletics.com is a pretty good reference for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, thank you for listing that site, because there's a few questions about intramural sports in here.
No problem.
So the next question is, when registering on the app, should the username also be your email?
It doesn't have to be, but it's a lot easier for us when we do social media giveaways, and we ask for you guys to submit your username so we can award you guys points through our database. But if you choose not to, it's totally fine. It's not like you won't be able to redeem prizes or collect points.
Sorry, let me jump in for a second there. But we are asking everyone to use your hawaii.edu email addresses, since we are going to tie your student ID number and your email address to within your app, then it needs to actually be your hawaii.edu. So apologize, Kelsey, something did change recently on that. So let's move forward with everybody, that if you're going to use the app and you want to gain entrance into the games, you will need to use your hawaii.edu email address, because that will verify that you are that student.
And username.
Oh, sorry. This question says, I downloaded the Royalty app and it won't let me register even when I'm using my Hawaii email. Is there a way to fix that?
We are actually working on updating some information right now. So it depends on when you paid your tuition. So I just received another updated list this morning. So we're going to work on getting all that updated. So as Kelsey did mention, we'll be sending out some email information to all the students to make sure that you guys can register for the app. We'll have some information on our various social media accounts. So follow all of our social media accounts for H Rewards, and we'll be distributing more information that way. But if you do have any other questions down the line, please feel free to DM our accounts and we'll work on getting those questions answered.
The next question is there any swim meets, and where can we go to watch the races?
So you can check the swim meet schedule on the Hawaii Athletics website as well. You can just go to the swimming page and check their schedule, and it will be, I believe, pool access is free. So you can just go to the Duke Kahanamoku Aquatic Complex when they are having a swim meet and sit down and cheer and enjoy.
I know we generally talked about this earlier, but the question is, are there going to be COVID rules for football, and how many people can go?
There will be new COVID protocols, of course, but Brad, did you want to add something?
Sorry. So, I mean, well, our answer to this is we are working with the City and County of Honolulu and the governor's office to make sure we're adhering to all the various guidelines and rules of the various levels that we're at for COVID. At this time, we're looking to do a full capacity. Now, could something change down the line? Absolutely. But that's our plan right now. So basically, we're just following what the mayor and governor are advising us to do at this point.
The next question is, will we be going over how to join intramural sports teams?
So unfortunately, Intramural Sports is actually their own department. They have their own office too. If you do want to check them out, it's on the second floor of the San Sheriff Center. I think that's where you can sign up for your intramural sports as well. And then I believe there's a, again, all the information is on Hawaii Athletics, or might be on the University of Hawaiʻi.com website too, on just how to sign up for intramural sports. Yes, thank you. That is the website right there.
And then our final question is, are there walk-on tryouts for sports?
I'll take
Brad?
Yes, so there are walk-on tryouts. What I would recommend is that you reach out to the specific sport that you're looking for. If you need some information on which coach to reach out to, you can DM us on our social media for H Awards. We can help guide you there. But the best guess would be is to look at the staff directory for hawaiiathletics.com and find the coach there and reach out that way. Their phone numbers and email addresses are there. If you're on campus, I would also recommend to see if you can walk on campus and see if you could meet up with one of the coaches as well too. But first off, I would try to reach out via email or phone.
And with that, well, thank you for everybody for joining us today with this presentation. We hope that you gained some helpful information from our wonderful presenters. And if you have any further questions or questions that were not discussed in today's meeting, please email your orientation leader or at nrwo@hawaii.edu for assistance. As mentioned, this webinar will be published on the NSO platform. And to be clear, NSO is an abbreviation for New Student Orientation Platform. So please visit that page for the recording, as well as links or documents that were mentioned by today's guests. Thank you so much, and we hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you, everybody.